January 5, 2024, News Report 1, Bloomberg article reveals Xi Jinping's high-quality development confuses investors. On January 5, Bloomberg published an article titled, Xi Jinping's mysterious economic slogan leaves investors confused. The article highlighted foreign investors' perplexity regarding the Chinese President Xi Jinping's term, high-quality development, considering it vague and lacking a clear, understandable definition. Despite being introduced in 2017, Xi mentioned high-quality development 128 times last year, twice as many as in 2022. Western investors have been seeking clues to understand the concept's essence. Bertel, the deputy director of China research at Longzhou Jinshuan, an advisory firm, stated that although high-quality development may seem clear at first glance, allowing economic growth to slow down in exchange for more sustainable growth, it is, in reality, a political slogan without a specific definition. The article emphasized that high-quality development is essentially a term used by the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, to package the reality of China's slow economic growth. From 2017 to 2018, as China's economy visibly slowed, rebranding the slowdown as high-quality development aimed to confuse Western investors. News Report 2, Escalation of tensions on the Korean peninsula as North Korea fires over 200 shells. Between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on January 5, North Korea fired over 200 shells into the western waters of the Korean peninsula. Some landed on the North Korean side but close to the northern parts of Baekneong Island and Yeonpyeong Island, prompting South Korea's defense ministry to order the evacuation of residents from the northern parts of both islands. The South Korean Navy's Marine Corps conducted live-fire exercises on Yeonpyeong Island in the afternoon, firing over 400 shells to demonstrate the firepower of the domestically developed K-9 self-propelled howitzer. According to the Korean Central News Agency, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un inspected a missile launcher manufacturing plant and called for the expansion of missile launcher production. Photos showed that North Korea has equipped 5 missile launchers carrying the Hwasong-18 intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, the country's first ICBM using solid fuel, showcasing a new level of its military capabilities. This move is interpreted as preparation for potential military confrontations involving North Korea, South Korea, and the United States. News Report 3, PLA Southern Theater Command announces routine maritime air joint exercises in the South China Sea. On January 5, the People's Liberation Army, PLA, Southern Theater Command announced routine maritime air joint exercises in the South China Sea. Previously, the Southern Theater Command declared routine maritime air patrols in the South China Sea on January 3 and 4. During this period, the Philippines and the United States were conducting joint patrols, and the Philippine Defense Ministry spokesperson reported 2 warships tailing their patrol on January 4. Currently, joint patrols between the Philippines and the United States have concluded, but China continues its maritime activities in the South China Sea. News Report 4, 2 incidents in Taiwan's election campaign. On January 4, the Taoyuan District Prosecutor's Office in Taiwan arrested the former spokesperson of the Taoyuan branch of the People's Party, Ma Jiwei. He is accused of receiving 1 million new Taiwan dollars in cryptocurrency from China to support his candidacy for legislative elections. The Taoyuan District Court ruled for Ma Jiwei's detention without bail early on January 5, marking Taiwan's first case of Chinese intervention in elections through virtual currency. The investigation revealed that Ma Jiwei, despite not securing the People's Party's nomination, persisted in running as an independent, maintaining close ties with the People's Party and participating in Ko Wen-je's unification by rejection movement. The Democratic Progressive Party criticized Ko Wen-je and the People's Party, accusing them of being proxies for China, while the New Power Party accused the People's Party of being China's preferred choice. On January 5, the Kaohsiung District Prosecutor's Office arrested 11 individuals and detained one in Taiwan's first case involving cash for votes. The case originated from a report in December, accusing a legislative candidate of purchasing votes for 500 new Taiwan dollars each. The Kaohsiung District Prosecutor's Office did not specify the candidate's identity, but Kaohsiung mayoral candidate Guo Beihong called a press conference to counterattack, criticizing the prosecution's arrest as a smear and stating that the price of 500 NT dollars per vote was too low and insulting. The case has garnered public attention, and the candidate's identity is yet to be confirmed. Additionally, Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense reported 4 consecutive days of Chinese balloons crossing the Taiwan Strait median line. On January 4, a Chinese balloon was spotted northwest of Hsinchu at an altitude of 7,300 meters, disappearing after 2 hours. Concurrently, the People's Liberation Army conducted activities with fighter jets and warships in the waters surrounding Taiwan. These actions occurred during a crucial period with only 8 days left until Taiwan's elections, raising concerns among the international community. However, China's attempts to influence the Taiwanese elections through means such as balloons do not seem to have an ideal effect. News Report 5. China-Iran oil trade stalls as Iran requests price increase. According to Reuters, China-Iran oil trade faces a deadlock due to Iran's demand for a price increase. In November of the previous year, China began purchasing light crude oil from Iran at a price $10 lower than Brent crude oil. However, in early December, Iranian sellers informed China of their plan to raise prices by $5 in December and January, making the barrel $5 lower than Brent crude oil. This led to a negotiation impasse, with Chinese buyers expressing discontent over the elevated prices. It's crucial to note that China is the world's largest oil importing country, and 90% of Iran's oil exports go to China. However, smaller private Chinese refineries are the primary buyers of Iranian oil, as state-owned refineries stopped purchasing Iranian oil in 2019 due to concerns about U.S. sanctions. This situation complicates China-Iran oil trade, requiring further negotiation on pricing issues. News Report 6. Renminbi hits 3-month low against the U.S. dollar. As of January 4, the U.S. dollar index remained at 102.7, while the renminbi hit a 3-month low against the U.S. dollar. In intraday trading, the renminbi briefly fell below 7.17, reaching a low of 7.1709, closing at 7.1566, down by 46 basis points. Simultaneously, the offshore renminbi fell below 7.18 during the Asian session, hitting 7.1803, and reported 7.1684 at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The People's Bank of China set the central parity rate at 7.1029, a 32 basis points decrease, reaching a new low since December 14 of the previous year, deviating 560 basis points from market expectations. Reuters reported that Chinese commercial banks have been selling the US dollar and buying the renminbi in the foreign exchange market to alleviate renminbi depreciation pressure. Despite these efforts, the short-term trend of the renminbi remains influenced by factors such as the US dollar index, introducing some uncertainty into the market. News Report 7. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang presides over State Council Executive Meeting to promote silver economy development. On January 5, 2023, Chinese Premier Li Keqiang presided over a State Council executive meeting, where measures for developing the silver economy were discussed. The silver economy refers to business and service sectors targeting the elderly, named after the silver hair often associated with old age. The meeting emphasized that developing the silver economy is a crucial initiative to address an aging population and promote high-quality development. To advance high-quality development, market mechanisms will be fully utilized, and the roles of business entities and social organizations will be leveraged to promote the growth and expansion of pension funds. As of the end of last year, the number of elderly people aged 60 and above in China reached 280 million, accounting for 19.8% of the population. Among them, those aged 65 and above totaled 297 million, making up 14% of the population. However, some reports mention concerns about the accuracy of this data, suggesting potential issues with the calculation method. Additionally, the meeting received a report on the situation regarding wage payments for migrant workers. Despite the report addressing the safeguarding of migrant workers' wages, wage arrears for migrant workers persist in reality, becoming a focal point of societal concern. This has led to questioning of the efficacy of the CCP's governance and its handling of social issues. News Report 8: Chinese tourists achieve budget travel in Hong Kong via Little Red Book strategies. According to reports from Asian Radio, Chinese tourists are achieving budget travel in Hong Kong by utilizing strategies found on the Little Red Book app, enabling them to explore Hong Kong almost without spending any money. Within the 3 days of the New Year holiday, nearly 350,000 Chinese tourists entered Hong Kong, averaging almost 120,000 people per day. To stimulate the tourism industry, the Hong Kong government is spending approximately 12 million Hong Kong dollars per day on distributing coupons. These tourists can obtain 100 Hong Kong dollars consumption vouchers, a 100 Hong Kong dollars subway card, and a free 32 Hong Kong dollars and 50 cents tourist bus ticket. Using these vouchers, tourists can ride the subway an unlimited number of times within 24 hours and visit attractions, museums, Victoria Harbour, and more for free. Budget travelers can also receive free trial samples of cosmetics at malls, dine at designated restaurants using the 100 Hong Kong dollars consumption vouchers, and even spend the night at the airport while using free bathrooms. This type of budget travel has become a trend, reflecting tourists' ability to achieve nearly cost-free tourism in Hong Kong through government-provided coupons and services. However, this approach has also raised questions about the efficiency of the Hong Kong government and its impact on the tourism economy, with some believing that the substantial expenditure has not yielded substantial economic benefits. News Report 9: CCTV launches anti-corruption special series, Sustained Efforts, Progressive Strides. Starting from January 6, China Central Television, CCTV, will launch an anti-corruption special series titled Sustained Efforts, Progressive Strides. This 4-episode series will cover 12 cases, with particular attention given to corruption cases in the sports sector. Notable cases include 1. Li Tai, head coach of the Chinese national football team, expressing remorse in the series and deeply regretting his mistakes. 2. Chen Shuyuan, chairman of the Chinese Football Association, apologizing to national football fans and expressing profound regret. 3. Du Zhaokai, director of the General Administration of Sport, admitting to being surrounded by vested interests and feeling guilty about corruption issues in the sports community. In addition, the series will disclose a range of corruption issues in the sports sector, with individuals being held accountable for corrupt practices. The release of this special series highlights the Chinese government's high level of concern regarding anti-corruption efforts, providing concrete examples to the public of the achievements in the fight against corruption. News Report 10: U.S. Air Force confirms B-1 strategic bomber crash in South Dakota. On January 4, a B-1 strategic bomber crashed while landing at Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota, as confirmed by the U.S. Air Force. All 4 crew members on board successfully ejected and escaped. The incident occurred during a training mission in adverse weather conditions with dense low-level clouds, low temperatures, and poor visibility. Since entering service in the 1980s, the B-1 strategic bomber has been a crucial component of the U.S. military's capabilities in the Asia-Pacific region. It has participated in joint military exercises in South Korea and Japan multiple times and has executed close air support missions in Afghanistan. Currently, the U.S. military has over 50 B-1 strategic bombers in service, stationed at the 2nd Command Base in Texas and Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota. This accident underscores the risks involved in training missions and highlights the importance of successful execution of ejection procedures by pilots in emergency situations. News Report 11, Consumer Reports reveals presence of plasticizers in U.S. food products. A report released by the U.S. nonprofit organization, Consumer Reports, indicates that out of 85 food products tested in the U.S. market, 84 were found to contain plasticizers, specifically phthalates. However, the levels of these plasticizers did not exceed the safety standards set by both the United States and Europe. The report emphasizes that the plasticizer levels in these food products comply with the food safety standards of both the United States and Europe, posing no harmful effects to human health. Although the report deems these products safe under current standards, it recommends the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, to reassess the risks of plasticizers promptly. The addition of plasticizers to food is typically aimed at improving taste and emulsification properties, making the food more palatable to consumers. However, these plasticizers themselves may interfere with the hormone system and other hormonal products. The report aims to encourage companies to elevate their food safety standards. It also raises the issue that reducing these additives may result in increased production costs, highlighting the dual nature of this matter.